All right, everyone. Welcome back to Heaven Channel. It is a crazy time in the world. And we're here again. We are Galecstasy. We're playing a little DJ Screw tonight. Just seemed appropriate once again. We have the art of Basquiat behind us. It's that week. We're here in the chat live. We're going to be playing some DJ Screw. The phone lines are open. We are here holding space. During this time, it's very confusing, it's very tumultuous, but we are going through a big change globally. It's not just even about your country anymore. This is a global change, and it's been coming for a while. It's actually long overdue. So usually the way these things work is they happen all at once, and that's what's happening right now.
Everything is always changing. In fact, that is the art of enlightenment, is understanding that on some potentially neuron level. Don't quote me on that. Guys, this is season 2 of Heaven Channel as of today, decided by us, because this is a new beginning. It is June 3rd. It is the year 2020. For those listening in the year 2021 or further on. Galecstasy is this duo you see on the screen. And next to us is the artwork of Basquiat, who has profoundly influenced me in my life in a positive way. Around the world, people are experiencing heightened levels of stress, anxiety, and pain. Here in the USA, many people are not even allowed to leave their houses tonight because they're on a curfew, mandatory. And we're listening to DJ Screw out of Houston. He was an artist that influenced me quite a lot. I still live in Houston sometimes. Anyway, because the funeral yesterday was in Houston, we were going to just kind of tie all that in. And I wanted to say a prayer. And the reason I want to do that tonight is because I've been thinking a lot about leadership and how important it is and about what it means to me. So, I want to be a good leader to myself. And I took this picture of a bunny rabbit. Yeah, so I just want to put this picture up on the screen. If you're listening to this and you're not watching, I have a camera hidden so I can capture the beautiful wilderness that happens where we're living right now through the quarantine for COVID. So we're out here on this mountaintop, and this is one of our little buddies. He's a little rabbit. He's got super long ears that have been all chewed on and cut up by cactus. So I'm going to say a prayer. Big Floyd, your spirit has awakened the spirit of so many. I want to take this moment on the air, through the vibrations in my voice, out to all the ears and all the hearts that we recognize the sacred and the divine in everything, in all the animals, plants, and even us people. We are each part of a beautiful, beautiful creation, and humanity is suffering so much right now. The vibration is crazy. As a musician, I could say that. And my prayer is for all of us to raise our vibration together and do the impossible, because this is a miraculous world to be in, and it is an honor to be here. And it is an honor to be here tonight with all of you. So with that said, I'm going to pass the mic back to Jared. The phone lines are open. Please call in. Let's hear what you have to say. And I have a special treat, announcement, and exciting news later on in the show. So.
That's all true. Let's go back to the bunny. I mean, if that just doesn't do it for you, I don't know what will. Is that the most adorable thing you've ever seen? I mean, can you even handle it? It's too cute. It's too cute. The sanctity of life. It's real. We must value all of the life on this planet now. There's no more time. There's no more time left. That's why this is happening. We ran out of time. The wick burned up. Bun bun. Too cute. We have some other exciting photos to share a little bit later on. We're going to take it slow on this episode. We are literally just here holding space with you, with everyone right now. But nigga, you can bet it's time to grab the gas and go and make a nigga witness like the pistol. Grab the fucking pump and niggas come on, put these niggas in the trunk. Cause it's outside, niggas hold your car. This is dope. What we could do is we could play George's verse. And take back another motherfucking red. Motherfucking ride, another fucking bubble, another bumper kid, nigga, Nige fucking trouble. Alright, we're gonna do that real quick. We're gonna pause. Alright, this is George Floyd, better known as Big Floyd, actually rapping on a DJ Screw track. So let's play it. Zuda putting it down, you know what I'm saying? Big Floyd representing on mine, so raspberry, going down like this, you know what I'm saying? Say, watch me lay low, never coming high. I'm a real G, staying high till I die. D-I-E, it's F-O-L-O-I-D. Watch me raise up in my drop top C. Bouncing down the boulevard, watch me just roll. Young nigga like to just let the dollars fold. Let them all fold. Yeah, I'm talking green. Talking about in the hood, sipping codeine. That's the bar, you can call it serve. I'm a young nigga like to smoke a lot of herb. Watch me go fly on the plane. How Mary Jane, me and the Screw Zuda, never pull the shame off of fame on my name. Cause I'm real, trying to go real. Jumping out of jail on the bill, staying down. True Southsider, watch me crawl low on my motherfucking spiders. Welcome to the ghetto, it's Third Ward, Texas. Boys shopping blades on their motherfucking Lexus. Boys rolling butter, some coming white. It's that Big Floyd throwing tray in the night. Yeah, I'm just crawling down the same
fan, trunk like a band. Fucking with a dowry, we not down with the clan, down with black, it can't be no other. Got a damn stallion and she gon' just smother me a steak. I'm dripped up and draped, a yellow hoe with
Hey everybody, you are listening to the late, great Big Floyd on a DJ Screw track. We're honoring his awesomeness. And as musicians, just anybody who gets up on the mic, you know, it takes guts. You gotta respect it. I want to say hi to everybody in the chat right now. First of all, my friend who's 11 years old, Pepper, is on the chat. Her dad let her stay up for the late show for the first time tonight. So I would say that is one step in the right direction, universe. Thanks for that, Mark. We've got my best friend Derek in Hawaii, Sop Ram in the chat. Sean, aka T1000, our largest donor, financial backer of the show up to this point, and he keeps us alive. He sends us pecans and cookies so we don't die up here of being an artist. Some people understand that artists forget to eat, so nuts are really good. My best friend Val's in the chat. She has a great taste in music. She says Houston rap is the sickest, and I agree. I don't want to miss. My sister Ginny is in the chat. My soulmate sister. So many people. Oh, anyway, I don't know. I don't know. John Paul was here earlier, and Rich. I don't know if they're back. But anyway, Pepper is afraid to call in, and I don't blame her. I would be afraid to talk to me too. It is an honor and a joy that you're my friend, Pepper. You're such a good dancer and artist. I hope that you know about Basquiat. He is, oh man, I used to live in New York, and I caught a huge gallery show of his work. It had almost every painting, and it was like one of the most truly holy experiences of my life. I love that man. And yeah, so if Pepper, if you want to call, you can call. But no pressure. You can just stay in the chat. You can call another night, hopefully. Okay, best friend Derek says Memphis horrorcore rap is quite good too. Total tape dub flavors. John Paul is in the chat. We're finishing his record up here. Jared's finishing it for him. It's freaking. I said freaking for you, Pepper. You probably wished I had said the other one, but I don't know. Self-conscious. The record is great. That's what I'm trying to say. It sounds like I can't breathe because I barely can. I've been so sick this year. I've been allergic, I guess, to this planet. That's why I sound like this. So a lot of topics have been floating around. Our power went out for a couple days, so we weren't as involved on the internet. We couldn't be. So thinking about respect, thinking about leadership, and who we are. All right. Pepper doesn't know what to say if she calls in. Pepper, let me just address this directly. Nobody knows what to say. Nobody ever knows what to say. Some people say what they think they should say. Some people make it up. Some people say whatever they think is funny, and that's basically the mean. Like, you could talk for hours about what to say, you know? Especially when, you know, there's not necessarily a right answer. So I personally advise you to just breathe and relax and just have fun, because generally when you're relaxed and having fun, you think more clearly. There's this concept in hockey in the playoffs, and by the way, there's no hockey playoffs this year, and it's just, maybe that's why I'm so sick. I think I was living off that excitement for all my life. Anyway, in the playoffs, if you hold your stick too tight, you can't score a goal because you don't have the finesse. So you gotta be relaxed, you gotta be calm under pressure, and especially when you're not certain about the future or even the night, it's like best to just enjoy yourself. If you don't feel like calling in, don't call in. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I'm wearing this necklace that you made me. It's, Jared's gonna pull it up so everybody can see it, right? Can you see? Okay. Yeah. Pepper made me this necklace. I lived in Austin. Okay. It's beautiful. It's dear to my heart. So I don't care if you call in. It's just if you want to. Call in another time. Or call in. But I have an announcement. Pepper, you might like this. I've been part of a... My baby's arms right here. I've been part of a... Okay, the chat's getting wily. I want in on it, but I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to stay focused because I have exciting news. And this news has to do with my best friend in Austin, Lisa Cameron. We play music together under the name Ganjisland. And this week is the release of our first record ever. It's coming out during one of the most fucked up times that humanity has ever had to face. Global pandemic, global warming, and oceans rising, and mass starvation, and war and nuclear threat, and I could go on and on. It's just beyond crazy. So we're trying to turn it around, and one of the people that helps me more than anyone in the universe is my friend Lisa Cameron, who let me live in her son Dylan's bedroom when I first moved to Austin, and who plays music with me. It's an honor to release our record. It's called Chair Metal, and it's a noise experimental voyage to a different vibration, and we invite you there. So I made some video art for it. Oh man, my other best friend Pearl is in the chat. Hi Pearl. Wow, you are up later than late. Pearl and Doc fell and hurt himself recently, and I've been playing synthesizer music to his injury, hoping that it helps, and I know it helps. Synthesizer music always helps. I love... Pepper has a joke. Yes, Pepper, call in, girl. If you want to call in, I think the phone lines are open. So if anyone wants to call in, please call in. You know what? This is awesome that everyone's here.
I'm going to say that we still need music, people. We need music. We're always going to need it. It just, you need to keep your vibration high. So I know that's one thing that we wanted to touch on during this episode, but you must keep your vibration high, and especially in times of turmoil. So we have that little there. You are the vessel of the sound. Sound is vibration. Vibration is waves, really. And waves are everything. All matter is reduced to a vibrating wave. Even light. Is it a particle or a wave? Maybe it's gone giant.
Yeah, how do you pronounce that freaking name of mine and Lisa's band? I wish someone like Lisa might call in and tell us, like, what the heck is going on. You could tell them about our podcast.
Ooh. Well, there. Looks like we got a caller.
Call from.
That's one thing that we wanted to touch on.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, who is this?
This is Sister Ginny.
Oh my God.
What up?
What up, Sister Ginny? First time caller.
You know, I just felt like I can't believe I haven't called into Heaven Channel yet.
I know.
And I was missing out. What can I say?
It's hard to believe. Well, how does it feel now that you're on the line?
I already feel like I'm feeling a part of the Heaven universe. Like, I talk to you guys on the reg, but being on the channel is a whole new level.
It's different,
I
right?
also wanted to break the ice for Pepper.
Yes.
To show her that
Yes.
so easy, no problem, no big deal, because you two are the warmest people alive.
Yeah, but isn't it a little bit nerve-wracking?
Oh, for sure. I thought it wasn't going to be a big deal, and then my heart did start to pound a little bit.
Pound. You know, when I was saying my prayer earlier, I just started to cry because I felt everyone, and it was like a moment. I didn't even expect it, so I understand why you would be nervous. Derek says that you sound like me on the phone.
Incredible.
Oh, you know what, Derek? That's the greatest compliment maybe ever.
It is a compliment, right?
Just cry it out, right?
More crying? All right, more crying. I was going to say, one reason the crying might have happened too is that Bunny is so freaking cute. You just want to cry.
You know what, Jared, you're really trying to break me with the animals. I don't know if you know this, but I feel for animals in pain. I can't watch movies. I can't watch Bambi. I can't watch Dumbo. I can't deal with it. And
too
you've been
much,
trying to
right?
break me with the seal, with the bunny, with, you're trying to
it's not
crack me.
conspiratorial. I can tell you that. It's just of so much cuteness. I can't not share it with everybody. It's just a simple reminder, of how we can be in the world.
Thank you, Jared. That's so kind.
Yeah.
To bring the bunny back.
Yep, it's back. You thought it went away.
We almost went away.
Almost dodged it.
Not quite. Not quite.
Not quite.
I think it's good to talk to you guys, to feel connected. I wanted to say for everyone to hear, I really appreciate the show.
We
it's
appreciate
something to look
you, Ginny.
forward to.
You don't cry, Jen. Don't cry.
I won't cry. I'll just really try not to cry.
If you cry, we have to put you on screen too.
Everyone wants to just see the Bell sisters crying. I mean, that's why everyone tunes in, right? But I just think, like, this is such a fun way to reconnect, to feel connected, and definitely look forward to it every Wednesday. So thank you for making the effort, wearing the best clothes, getting fancy.
Uh-oh, what do we got here? We got a sis pick. Wow. No, it's a good one. It's a good one. You know this one, Jen. It's a good one. It's a classic.
I'm so excited.
You're thrilled.
You know, that like nervousness really is coming out now.
Yeah. Well, you know, it is live.
Hey, sis, can I show everybody? I know. Can I show you the pic? Can I show everybody the picture of you when you first started your business job with the glasses?
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
2000.
Can I show that
yeah,
picture?
Yeah.
Okay. Jared, show this photo of Jen.
God.
My sister.
2015.
There she is. There she is.
Ooh.
I love that photo. I'm like, that's my fucking sister. I love that photo.
Selling robots, everyone. That's what that photo says.
You're gonna sell some robots, and you do, and that's cool. It's beyond cool. Is there anything you want to tell people, Jen? Because like, what a day.
You know, it was really interesting. I actually, my friend Gladys, who might be on here, my French friend.
I think she's in the chat too.
I think she's in the chat, and her and I texted all day long.
Hey Gladys, we love you.
Gladys grew up in France, and it's hard to be in this country and understand what's going on if you haven't, grown up learning the history and why everything's coming to a head. And I think part of it is a lot of people lost their jobs and are feeling so uncomfortable and frustrated, and they don't have things like art and music to get it out of their system, or they don't have jobs to socialize. They're just angry. And I think between all of the unrest that's happening, and obviously the systematic racism that we've had for our entirety of our country since slavery, it's coming to a head, and it's exploding in a lot of different directions. And I think it's just important to have sympathy and to try to talk to each other about it and talk about things that are uncomfortable and be there for each other as much as you can. So that's 100%. My end of my preaching. But,
I like it.
It was just interesting to talk to someone from every country and to try to explain it. And it's tough. It's tough because from my point of view, I'm still anti-crowd. But I want to protest. So
that's another layer of this.
For me, yeah, it's really conflicting. But
it's confusing. There's a lot of information that's happening all at once, and that's kind of what I said earlier, is that's the way these things tend to go, is they happen all at the same time. It's a concrescence. It's like a meeting point of all kinds of energies that have been in movement for long periods of time. Of course, this didn't happen, even in our lifetimes. This happened over, hundreds and hundreds of years. All of these things came together, to right now, and it's 2020. It's the same number twice. So obviously this year is different, and it's honestly, like I said too, it's about time, because how long are we gonna tolerate these things? How long are we gonna let these things go on when they're right in front of us? And I think everyone just has kind of a built-in moral compass or something of that nature, whatever word you want to use. And I think people know that it just isn't right, So there's so many things just in your gut that you don't need an external opinion page on. You just kind of know that that's not right. And so I think as humans, we cannot any longer turn a blind eye to these things. It is what it is. And, it's going to happen one way or another. So that's the other thing, is like, let's do it peacefully, and let's resolve this using, our all the resources we have, so that would be a true advanced civilization, right there. It'd be a true
advanced civilization.
Yes, it would be a true
I believe
advanced civilization.
Killer Mike. I think he had the best interview thus far. I think they sent it to Rach.
Yes.
And it was the speech I was waiting for someone to say, and it is amazing that it was him.
That speech was so beautiful. Everything about it,
so
emotional and intellectual and spiritual and physical all at once. All the four directions represented.
Has been
just
everyone's
great.
been trying
Beautiful.
to kind of polarize. I feel like this or make it political, and he was just like, let's not destroy like female black owned businesses, because it's hard enough to get those started as is, but like let's also talk about why we feel like we need to riot. And it was like he came at it from every level, and I just felt like that was what I've been waiting to hear. So I would recommend, if you're feeling confused, you need a leader,
watch that speech.
Watch that speech. It helped me a little bit,
In Atlanta. In Atlanta. Yeah. I read Gone with the Wind. If you haven't read Gone with the Wind, I think it should be mandatory. I think you had to read it in school, Jen, but I didn't. And when I finally read it, I was like, okay, let me just say it. The shadow. There is a light side and a dark side to everything, and in every mathematical way you look at the world. The shadow has to be acknowledged, or it gets out of control because it's not being acknowledged, and it comes and it fucks you up. So let's just say that listen to Killer Mike's speech, because it's very inspiring. And what I took from it was organize, use your minds, be balanced, don't go off the hook and be like a child. Stand your ground, go back to your house, think about it, make some decisions, and act on them in an organized fashion. That's how everything's always got done. It's not going to just get done because you wish it so. So anyway, it's a great speech. Thanks, Jen, for bringing that up for everybody. Good one.
Yeah, I thought it was a good one. I thought it was a very balanced speech and super inspiring. And I feel so conflicted because I really don't like the riots that are hurting like small businesses, because I feel like that's just not the way, But there was I sent it to Gladys about after MLK was assassinated, he was very anti-violence. There was a lot of rioting. They had $47 million worth of damage. On the sixth day of rioting, the Civil Rights Act was passed in 1968. So hopefully something positive can come through this like moment of turmoil, and we can be there for each other. And on that note, I'm just going to say I love you guys. I love the show. Stay away from each other. Practice social distancing if you're not feeling great. And we're getting more test kits out to the world still.
Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely. Mayo Clinic is a little worried about another wave once everyone goes out. So just be cognizant, be cool. Again, try to get that balance and spread the love. Love you guys.
Love you too, Jen. Thanks so much.
Little sis. All right, good night.
I love you, sis. I love you. My sister's the best. She works in robotics for laboratories that do testing, and just happens to be in the field of making the kinds of tests that are necessary for tracking COVID. So she has been very busy in 2020, so much so we see each other a lot less. So the show has been super special. I'm going to put the link to the Killer Mike speech in Atlanta when the rioting started. Lisa Cameron in the chat. We might have to show a Gandryland video soon. Maybe we should do that. I don't know. I'm lost. I'm lost in a sea of bliss of chatting.
There are many options in front of us. Choose your own adventure. We shall see. We have some Ganj Island videos. We have Lisa. Lisa might tell us more about what's going on. We have the Killer Mike speech that Jeannie mentioned. We can play that, or we're gonna link it anyways. We're gonna put it in the description. That's a good time to mention that if you haven't seen already, we do have a huge list of resources down there that was passed along to us by our friend Luca. And it's there for you. So please check those out if you want to help with what's going on right now. If you're looking to learn more or find out some more information, I mean, there's got to be about 25 or more links in there with tons of pertinent information for right now. So do check that out. All right, we got another caller.
Call from
Lisa Cameron.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Welcome to Heaven Channel. You're back again.
Yeah, I've been watching it since the beginning. I just couldn't sign in because I forgot
That's
my.
a little tricky.
password.
I can never remember my Apple ID. That's the hardest one. I don't know why, but I just can never fucking remember it.
Yeah, it's insane.
Because Apple is scrambling your brain on the daily. We don't know what's going on. What's up, Lisa?
Yeah, and if you have an orange ID, what do you do then?
What would you even know?
The banana ID.
Exactly. Should we show some of the video while you're on the air? While you're on the phone?
If you want to, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Well, now we have Lisa Cameron on the line, calling from Austin, Texas, or Aston, Texas, as I like to call it. I do live there part-time, but it's still an ass. Oh, shit, that's very assy loud. Everybody, this is Ganj Island. This is our new record. Coming out Friday, our first record. It's called Chair Metal.
It's dropping.
It's dropping, yep.
And on the couch with me is Alma.
Hi.
Hi, Alma.
Hi.
Sleepy.
Hi, welcome to Heaven Channel.
Yeah, she's sleepy and about to go to heaven.
Oh, have fun in heaven.
Yeah.
It's really nice
Well, we
there.
are. We're having fun right now, so it's good to see though that Pepper may call in.
Yeah, Pepper called. Her heart called in by texting on the chat. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Rich is in the chat too.
Great to see Jenny up, call in, and
yeah, totally.
Whoever's gonna call in after me.
Yeah, Lisa, some people in the chat were wondering about, is it Ganj Island? What is it actually?
It's an island.
We're
well, there's a lot of ganja.
Okay.
On the island, there's more ganja than you can deal with, so it's always there. Every time you just walk out there, just grab a bunch of it, just like twist it up. And
how do you get to the island, Lisa?
Well, there's a certain way. We talked about that a long time. Raquel and I talked about that. How would you get to an island like that? And we came up with this really interesting way to do it, where first of all, you just sit in a chair. It has to be a metal chair. And then you visualize this thing coming out of the sky. It's like a giant string or rope that just comes out of the sky. And you just visualize that, and then you grab a hold of it and you start to climb it. and then when you climb up, you have to climb a long way up. And then when you finally get to the top, you realize that you are climbing on one of the nostril hairs of Thomas Jefferson on Mount Rushmore.
Incredible.
So when you get up to the top, there's another chair up there. And then so you sit in that chair. And so you're inside of Thomas Jefferson's nostril. And then you sit in that chair. And then all of a sudden, these animals appear in a boat. And you're all of a sudden in the water. And these animals come by and they say, hey, you know, we're starting a band. We're looking for a synthesizer player. But do you know where our one is? And like you go, well, I wish I could help you, but I just want to go to Ganj Island. And so they go, okay, sure, we'll hop in and we'll take you over there. And so they take you to this spot in the middle of the ocean, and it's just water, and they drop you off in the water, and you fall in the water, and then all of a sudden you're playing drums, and you have to play the drums, and then once you have the drums, that forms the crossroads, and the crossroads is the entrance to Ganj Island. And then you're there, so you don't have to worry about anything else.
Okay. That's how you get there, guys. Let's watch.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Nice, babe. Jared showed a picture of us, Lisa, at Mysterioso Ranch. There's Kaya sitting on Jared's car in the background.
Yeah, I see Kaya back there.
There's the unstoppable duo of Nurkin, Justin and Steven behind you.
Yes.
Just like legendary musicians in this photo. It's very exciting. God, Lisa, this is great. That Ganj Island is finally out.
I know. I worked on it really, really hard, so I'm excited about it. It's kind of a weird time to bring it out because everything is so chaotic and insane, you know. But
yeah, what's going on in Austin? Tell the viewers.
Oh God, it's been really, really crazy. But today there was something really good. There's been some people shot in the head and stuff like that. It's been terrible. But today, evidently, there was a march from the APD station down to City Hall where they met with police representatives to talk about how to make a pact or some kind of agreement or something like that. And so the big news right now is that the APD has 40% of the city budget. And I don't think a lot of people knew that it was so much. So
yeah, I saw that on a pie chart.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I've seen it before, and I thought, how can that be? How can the APD have 40% of the city of Austin's budget? That's kind of outrageous, really.
I'll tell you why, Lisa, because it's Texas, and it's about the bassest, awkwardest, horriblest place in the world. Now, that said, I love Texas. I have a house in Texas. My dog lives in Texas. My best friends live in Texas, and the people are amazing, and the land itself is beautiful. But there's a bit of a history of swindling there. It's like a swindling kind of state. That's
really
me,
is.
like backslapping swindlers.
Yeah, just one after the other. And so our
just in a line.
Current swindler is Greg Abbott, and he's pretty swindly.
Pretty swindly.
He's a swiny swindler. And so next, the weird thing that I've heard today is that since North Carolina has been X'd off the list for the RNC, so people are saying that they might try and bring it here, and I really hope they don't.
Oh, man.
Dallas.
Yeah, It would be in Dallas, probably.
In Dallas, right. Probably.
Yuck, yuckity, yuck, yuck, yuck. The worst place and the worst, kind of the worst energy there. And it is all just like the Bible Belt. The buckle of the Bible Belt is what they call Dallas.
Well, I think.
But anyway,
I think evolution is happening.
mm-hmm.
I think it's
I think it is.
It's underway,
And
people.
Raquel and I have created this amazing thing, and it is really kind of like a message of let's get beyond this in a way.
Absolutely.
It kind of puts you in a different dimension. And that was our whole idea. We actually came up with the idea for this because when Raquel was living here at my house, we were just thinking, let's play some music. And so we would talk about the kind of music that we liked. And so somehow Harry Parch came up. And Raquel has sung in an opera of Harry Parch's, The Delusion of the Fury.
Twice.
And Oedipus. I've been in 2 different Harry Parch operas, which is I think is impossible actually. But I also had 2 different teachers from different parts of my life who were his apprentices. One was a friend, one was a teacher. So I've had 4 direct encounters with Parch.
That's amazing.
Plus, he made his instruments from places that I lived, Humboldt County and Los Alamos. He made a lot of those instruments from the labs. And I was talking about him today because for those who don't know Harry Parch, it's time to know, because he built these instruments that played symmetrical music. Because actually Western music, here's a little lesson, is different than other tonalities of music. They make different scales. Like in India, they have more notes. Harry Parch made a perfect fraction-based scale of music. Our instruments couldn't play that, so he had to build his own instruments to play those within his scale, and he wrote his own music, and he made his own instruments, and some of them are quite large, like the size of a room. So anyway, I was in Cincinnati on tour one night. Was I in Cincinnati? No, I was in Cleveland. And Cleveland is one of the most effing weird, amazing places because the shadow is looming large there. And we were playing at this incredible club that had a skate ramp in it, so you could skate during the shows. Have you played there?
Yeah, now that's class.
Now that's class. That's what it's called. So that's one of my favorite venues.
It's great.
So, yeah, it's great. It's crazy how good it is. So sitting outside of that venue, and Harry Parch, his spirit has, I don't want to say haunted, but that's pretty much the only word to describe this. I know him intimately from working with his instruments, and he visited me there when I was on tour in front of that club. And his energy is like violent energy, but it's powerful, and he was such a visionary artist. So oddly, this Ganjailand record sounds a bit like Harry Parch, but that's not what we were after at all. This wasn't like we set out to do that, but in a way, there's some of his spirit trapped in there.
I feel that way, and I feel like the strings and the percussion and just the kind of the feel of it kind of remind me of that. And we didn't really try at all, but I mean and then another thing that I was really struck with is when we went to see the movie about the Stooges, and they were interviewing Iggy Pop, and they were saying like, well, what's one of your favorite musical influences? And you're expecting him to say like John Lee Hooker or something. Like, he says Harry Parch in the movie. And we just, holy shit. I mean, we were just like, what? Holy, and we looked at each other and was like, oh yeah. And we just like high five and like high five. Cause we just had this connection between that and then also like the Stooges and stuff. So, it's like, what is the connection between the Stooges and Harry Parch? That would be, Iggy, or maybe Ganj Island is kind of like, in a way, that's kind of what we're trying to do, except we're not using the same kind of instruments that the Stooges used. We're just using stuff that would fit in my living room, like not a drum set, but just like percussion and, odd stringed instruments like auto harp and lap steel and Raquel's amazing vocals and keyboards.
Thanks. And Lisa, just a little history. Not everybody gets to, ask the legendary musician Lisa Cameron questions every day on the air. So you are an incredible artist with feedback.
Oh, yeah. That's my main thing.
So, our friend Janie Cowan was on the show a couple of weeks ago playing stand-up bass, and she was just mastering the art of feedback. We were laughing about it because, if people aren't familiar with this, it's something that can get quite out of control if you don't know how to wield it properly. So do you want to explain a little bit about your passion for feedback and what that's about?
Well, it started really early when I was a child and I was living in Kansas, and I heard the Jefferson Airplane on the radio, and it was probably about 1967 or 66, and I heard this song that they play that starts out with this long feedback thing, and I was like, what is that? And it's like, hello, feedback. And then I, that Jimi Hendrix album where he plays the feedback through the whole song called UFO. There was that one too, and I was just always drawn to that. And then so when I was in college, I started listening to stuff like, Steve Reich and people like that, Alvin Lucier, and composers that would use like different oscillating tones, which is basically what feedback is. It's called a, oh gosh, you know what it is, Jared. It's like a
feedback loop,
standing tone or something, or something cycle tone, 50 cycle tone. You know what I mean?
I do. Well, if you're talking about, are you talking about 60 cycle?
60 cycle, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, sure.
That's basically what feedback is just a variation of that. So I just used it a lot with snare drums and things like that. And when I was in college, I would like put a contact mic on like a shaker and then put it through a giant Marshall, and just turn it up as loud as it would go, and it was just deafening, and it would cause this crazy feedback, and I would just let it go. Nobody would want to listen to that now, but then I just kept after it and kept going to where it was kind of like you were riding a wave or something like that, kind of like hanging 10 on a surfboard, because you're on the end of the wave and you're either going to crash because it's going to go and then that it's gone after that. So that's what you have to do, is you have to constantly either move the thing away from the speaker or change the parameters on the amp or the mixer or whatever, so that it doesn't get to that point.
It is a fine line,
so
right?
it's a really fun
It's
line.
really, but it's fun because it is live, and it almost feels alive, right? Because in some ways it is. So what I understand feedback to be is it's actually an exponential force. So that's basically what happens is the same sound is fed back into itself. It becomes exponential instead of linear. So you...
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so, something that's exponential, of course, is just doubling on itself, which is why it's eventually going to screech, right? It's going to happen mathematically and physically. It has to, but there's a way that you can manipulate the positioning in real-time space to keep it right on that edge, and it'll emphasize specific harmonics.
Yes, absolutely. And so what I would do with the snare drum, and I would just move it in different ways. Like very slightly, you could get it to go like really to a low frequency or a high frequency, just depending on where it was in space.
I was going to say like 5 minutes ago, you're either the best person at the show or the worst person at the show, depending on how your feedback loops go.
Yeah.
I don't think you're like a real musician until you've like really shot the bed with your feedback at a show.
Really, I mean, I just kind of went to the. I would have so many shows where I would end up with that screeching, and I would just go, "Man, I'm gonna get this right next time," you know.
Yeah, next
time. So I just kept that. And
time.
So it's kind of like that game, you know, where you try and catch your thumb in your other hand. Like
what
you've
game
got
is that?
If you have your thumb in your other hand, and it's like you're clasping your thumb, but then you use that hand with the thumb to grab it.
Okay.
And so you're trying to grab your thumb, because it's the hand that you pulled out. And it's a really good thing if you're super bored.
Okay. I don't have a problem with boredom. I have the opposite problem, where everything is too exciting and it's hard to focus.
Well, then if you want to, just spend a couple hours doing that, and
that'll tone me down.
Yeah, it'll tone you down. It'll kind of make you mad at a point, but then you'll just go, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm never going to catch it, so I'll just keep doing it, and it feels good. You know,
I'm just going to make that my new mantra. I'm just going to keep doing it. It feels good.
There you go.
I just want to say that I have not heard all of the Ganjailand album. Pardon me. I haven't heard all the Ganjailand album yet, but what I have heard is amazing. Cool. So,
thanks.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. It's great stuff. So nice work.
Thank you. And it's coming out on BANDCAMP. I have a label called Sister Skull Records, and it's on BANDCAMP under Lisa Cameron Sister Skull Records on BANDCAMP. And
it's coming out on Friday, right?
On Friday, yeah.
And is it also true that BANDCAMP is waiving their revenue share again that day?
That's true, and so, you know, that's the day that the musicians get rich.
The musicians are going to get filthy rich on Friday. Did everyone hear that?
Everybody's like waiting, you know, they've got their condos, their timeshare condos already planned out, and
musicians don't like condos. You know, if all the musicians were rich, then the world would just be like Ganjailand. And it wouldn't be like a McDonald's parking lot where all the cows are being chopped up and put in like little buns. And people are like, yay! I'll tell you what, we'll have like real barbecues if all the musicians had the money.
We're going to go to Bermuda. That's the way to Bermuda.
The Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah. Like the song by Rocky, you know, like, are you going to Bermuda? You know that song, right? Bermuda by Rocky Erickson.
Oh yeah, your man, Rocky Erickson. Yeah. Lisa knew Rocky. He passed away. I think it was last year. Actually, I think it was a year ago this week, because was it a year ago or 2 years ago?
I think it's today is his
death anniversary.
Death anniversary. Yeah,
because Lauren Gargiulo, the exceptionally gifted guitar player out of Fort Worth, she played with us in Chinatown a year ago today for her birthday show, and it was, or maybe it was 2 days. She also played with Rocky Erickson, coincidentally. But one of my favorite memories with you, Lisa, was dancing on Halloween in that field. I guess Alma was there too when Rocky Erickson was playing in that field.
Yeah,
in South Austin. Cool. Remember that?
Yes. that was really awesome. He was such a cool guy, and he was just like, even till the end of his life, he was still playing in backyard concerts and stuff. It's like he would always make time for people in Austin to, the ones who couldn't afford to go to like the big show. He would have a concert in somebody's backyard and play, and that's how I first saw him. I saw him. I think it was 1982, maybe. I saw him in the backyard in Austin.
82?
And I was like, yeah, about 82, right?
It was the first time you saw him?
Yeah, because, I was in this other band, and we shared a booking agency. So that is really why I moved to Austin, was to play with Rocky Erickson, because he needed a drummer, and I told the booking agency, I said, I'd like to move to Austin, and if Rocky Erickson needs a drummer, just let me know and I will go. And they called me up, and he said he needed a drummer, so I moved to Austin.
Amazing. 82, was that the first year you got there, or was that the first time you met Rocky?
That was 83.
Oh, wow.
In 82, he was still playing with... he was in Rocky Erickson and the Resurrectionists, and they were really good. And then they broke up, and then the band I was in was called Evil Hook Wildlife E.T. And it was
Say
hilarious.
That again? Evil Hook Wildlife E.T.?
Yes.
Is there a story there?
Yeah, well, no, not really, because we never knew what it meant. But almost every, even his bands that he had recently, was still called E.T., Evil Hook Wildlife E.T. And I remember one day we were practicing with him, and we were like, well, we're about to play our first show, I was like, what are we going to call the band, Rocky? And he goes, I think we'll call it Evil Hook Wildlife E.T. And we just looked at each other and like, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Amen.
I just want to point out real quick, too, for people that don't know, so Rocky Erickson is the founder of the 13th Floor Elevators. Is that right, Lisa?
Yes. One of the bands that you don't even have to have drugs to get high to listen to. They actually... Listening to that band will actually change your DNA, I think.
Boom.
Just by listening to it.
And how about Ganj Island?
Well, maybe so.
Maybe so.
I mean, that's one thing. You may get your DNA changed, and you may not.
You may.
Yeah, there's a disclaimer.
There's a disclaimer.
We can't really accept that ability, We don't know what's going to happen, shape-shifting and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But anyway, I better let somebody else talk now, but it was great chatting with you, and great to see everybody here, and really feel this was a good thing for me. Today was a little kind of a strange, kind of frustrating day where, everything was kind of going haywire and this and that. But I think this helped bring it together, and really appreciate y'all being here.
We are so glad.
And
we're so glad to be here, and we're so glad you called in.
Thank
Lisa,
you. And,
I love you so much. Thank you for letting me do this record with you and the video art for the record videos that I made. I worked on them for a long time.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you want to see these videos, they're on YouTube. There's 3. There's one that's called Wet Crossroads by Ganj Island, and then there's one called what's that? Oh, White Squirrel by Ganj Island. And then what's the other one? Oh, gosh, there's another one. Trying to remember.
Oh, it's not up yet.
Yeah, it's not up yet.
I'm going to put them
And,
on my Raquel Bell YouTube page in a playlist if people want to see them, or they can go to, is it Lisa Cameron or Venison World YouTube?
Venison World. WHIRLED.
Yeah, we'll write that in the chat. And BANDCAMP is giving all the musicians on BANDCAMP 100% of profits on Friday if people feel like buying the record digitally. And Lisa has limited cassette tapes. Lisa, the White Squirrel synth airplane is now alive in my brain pretty much 24/7 thanks to you. So
excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Thank you for playing. And before I go, I want to send a shout out to Carly, because
Carly Patak in the chat.
Yeah, Patak, and in the chat. Patak's in the chat. She was in this band, Nautical Almanac, and my very first show that I did as Venison World was with Nautical Almanac.
So good.
At the Garden of the Ancients was the place that we played.
So amazing.
So that was a long time ago. That was like 2004. And so I've known Carly a long time. And hello, Carly. And love y'all. It's great to hear from Jenny. And good to see that Mark is here, and Pepper, and people, Val, some people that I don't know, hopefully I'll get to know them. And thank you for doing the Heaven Channel.
Thank you, Lisa Cameron, everybody, on Heaven Channel tonight. And we are announcing Chair Metal, our new album out by Ganj Island. Love you more than stars in the sky, Lisa. Be well and be safe. We'll talk soon.
Yes, Black Lives Matter. See ya.
Peace. And that was Lisa Cameron, everybody. Second time caller. Big hearts. It's what we do here on Heaven Channel. We are representing the heart chakra, mostly. Oh, we got another caller. Looks like another Austin. Let's see.
Call from
T1000.
To accept.
Hello? Hello?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, man, is this Sean?
It is.
Sean, how are you, my man?
Hey, Sean.
What's up? I'm good. I'm staying up late. I felt like, everyone else is calling in, so I might as well, too.
Excellent.
The midnight oil here.
Excellent. You're not too drowsy, are you?
Getting there.
Getting there.
I would call and say hello, since it's been for every show, like Jenny says, one of the OGs of the show.
That's right. I think maybe the OG.
Welcome to season 2. We made it.
How you two doing? You good?
We're good, man. We are good. We're hanging in there, The desert is it's its own place, So there's everything else that's going on, and then there's here too. So yeah.
Right.
But Texas is kind of like that too. How's everything over there?
It's just like Lisa was saying. There's some crazy things going on, but just kind of staying away from it all, and just kind of going through the motions, until we find out what our new normal is going to be after all of this.
Are you going around the city and stuff, or do you mostly stay home, or what's your take on that?
No, I kind of stay away from it. I kind of stay north of Austin and out at the lake house. Just kind of stay away from all of the riffraff right now, and hopefully, like I said, we can get back to living again soon.
living. Well, speaking of that, man, you're never going to believe it, but last night our friend Clay came over and he brought us a basketball hoop.
Oh, man. I was asking Jenny, I was like, hey, do they have an area where we could put a hoop up? I said, when I go visit, I'll go buy a hoop so Jared and I can just kind of shoot around and stuff.
Oh, hells yeah. There is actually, we have a cul-de-sac, so it's a perfect place.
That's awesome.
I mean, who didn't grow up practicing in the cul-de-sac? I mean, I did.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great, man.
It would.
Great.
It would. It's a little scalding during the day because there's just no cover whatsoever. I mean, it's hot as hell in Austin, obviously, but out here it's just that kind of like super dry heat. It's no joke. You have to stay hydrated. But yeah, I think either in the morning or the evening would be ideal.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm down for it. Hopefully I can get out there very soon.
Oh, wow. Okay, she's got the photo. So Clay also brought two basketballs. I mean, he's a hero. He just literally just showed up at our house and was just like, you guys want a basketball hoop? You got it.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, he dropped off really its backboard, and we decided actually that Raquel should paint it first. So he put some primer on it or did whatever you need to do to make that happen.
Awesome.
And yeah, so she's gonna paint it, and we'll see if we can get it up down there. So
that'll be great. Looking forward to that.
Mucho excitement. Well, all right, man. Is there anything you wanted to share with us, or any opinions, or anything?
I think you guys are doing a great job with the show. I love it. I check it out every week. I was talking to Jenny earlier, and I was falling asleep at 9:30 Texas time. I was like, I gotta stay awake, for the show. So I took a nap and then woke back up, and here we are.
That's amazing, man. We really appreciate you being here for all this. It's kind of incredible.
Yeah, I'm thankful to be a part of it and be in your orbit.
I really look forward to this summer when we can all be together again.
Me too. And I told Jenny, I was like, y'all can come out to Texas and hang out at the lake, and we can just relax and have a good time.
Amen. That sounds great. I have to say that we finished the last cookie last night that you sent to us. We just kind of ate a little bit at a time, make them last.
Taking one bite of a cookie.
One bite at a time. Last night when Clay came over with the backboard, we busted out all the sweets. We ate Clay ate all the ice cream, and I ate the rest of your cookies. But it was great. So thank you for that.
Well, I'm going to go see my grandmother again very soon, and we'll have to make you a new batch. Send them out.
Bring it.
All right. Well, I just wanted to give a quick call and say hello, and hope you guys are doing well, and catch you next week.
Cheers, man. Thanks so much for calling. First-time caller.
And Sean, thanks for being part of the show, because you don't understand. If we didn't have this show, I don't know what we would do. So this has kept us alive and our spirits high, and you are the original viewer. So thanks.
Well, like I said, I'm glad to be a part of it, and you guys keep it up, and we will reconnect next week.
Yes, sir. All right. Sounds like we'll see you sometime soon.
Yes, very soon.
All right, man.
All right. Catch y'all later. Peace.
Peace out. Have a great evening.
You too.
All right. All right. We did mention it a few times, but we arbitrarily decided that this is the beginning of season 2. So, yay! It's season 2 on Heaven Channel. We're going to keep this going as long as we can, honestly. Wednesday nights seem to work. We enjoy doing it, so we're going to keep it up. And the best thing is we can actually do Heaven Channel remotely. Yes, we can broadcast from other locations. It is true that every episode of Heaven Channel has been broadcast from this exact same position in our home out in the desert, but we have been having many conversations about possibly recording remote segments, and I'm sure it's going to happen in the future because eventually, as Sean said, I think we are going to get back to a more social form of living and, doing what humans do best. And, ideally we are a cooperative species. It's best to cooperate together. That's when you can really accomplish something huge. And so it's kind of the summation of the parts argument. But yeah, so eventually we are going to go on tour and be playing shows again, and come to your city and be able to share what we do live. So we cannot wait for that. I mean, I know a lot of people are definitely feeling pent up, and Ginny mentioned that too, that that's just part of the sentiment that's going around right now, and rightfully so. Not everybody does have a cultivated space that they can keep themselves occupied and entertained and challenged. A lot of people, they put their life into their work, or they put their life into something that they're not able to do right now, and haven't been able to do for months. And so, yeah, that's going to cause a lot of unrest for sure. So that's just only one of the factors. But eventually, we're going to get back out on the road, and we're going to be able to play live music for you guys again. I mean, honestly, I'm getting really excited just talking about it because, man, it's crazy. We love the show, and of course, we play pretty much every day. That's what you do when you're a musician. But playing live is really where it happens. I call it the crucible, but it's basically the place of transformation, and that's why we go see live music, right? Because we want to be transformed, and that's what we need. We need transformation right now more than ever, and it's going to happen.
It's 11:18 here, which means it's very, very late around the rest of the country. We're in Pacific time, so I don't know that we're going to do the show too much longer. Our power was out for a couple days before the show, so we had to scramble to make this happen. But I just wanted to mention that on the early show at 7 o'clock, which is archived on Primary Mystical Experience and my YouTube, we did a musical performance for peace. So if you are having a hard time, or are in pain, or just need some time to meditate or pray or rest, or feel connected, if you play that show and just, sing or dance or whatever you need to do, we set that intention for peace. So the music has that in it, which I would say you could go back in there and listen to. It's I don't know. I just wanted to say that, I guess, as a closing. And of course, try out the new Ganj Island record on Friday, if you can. It takes you to a very interesting place. I love y'all so much. Derek says it's 8:18 p.m. here. He's in Hawaii. Well, isn't that nice? You have the whole night ahead of you. Oh, I love you so much. Carly says peace on demand. That's right, and it's free. I love you, Carly. I miss you. I'm going to see you so soon, probably within the week. Ginny, you too. I'm just going to come see y'all out there. Derek, maybe I'll even surprise you. And Jared and I will be back in Texas before long. We've been getting some ideas to go out there. We love you. I love you. Blessings from my heart to everyone across the globe Whether you love Trump or hate Trump, I love you. Whether you believe in magic or you don't believe in magic, I send you my love. And a hug from my heart. I'm glad I'm alive to say that, and I'm glad that I got over my stage fright when I did, and now I can be up on the mic and saying I love you, I love you, I love y'all.
We do love you. That is what we do as Galecstasy, or as some people say, we make your dreams come true. It's Heaven Channel. Yeah, it's been a great show. I think we're gonna wrap things up. It is getting late around the rest of the globe, Derek. We're gonna figure that out soon too, man. We're gonna get back there to Zikona. But yeah, everyone, please stay safe right now. Do not panic. Do not be led astray. You know, just go inside. Go inside. Go to that place. You know, meditate. Take a bath. Dance. Play drums. Do something to get in that power space. And then, and only then, make your decisions from there. Make your decisions from the heart and informed by spirit, hopefully, as well, and not just from the mind. Ganjailan comes out Friday. Please have a listen. It's pretty thrilling audio. And of course, Galecstasy has our debut album Surprise available. I have a tape called Space Dust by Primary Mystical Experience that you can check out. All of that money will go directly to us on Friday, so, you know, as Lisa said, we're going to get rich, us musicians, because we do it for the money, and everyone knows it. I know, it's real glamorous. Well, it's not, but not necessarily. But
it is glamorous, but it is not a conservative path.
That's for sure. It's a different way of life, and it's not for everyone, but it is for us. And I personally believe art is the way for the future, and art is the way to reach the most people and have the strongest lasting effect, and to be able to communicate things that are otherwise incommunicado. So on that note, again, we are Galecstasy. We are sending all the love in the world to you, and we will be back again next week for Season 2, Episode 2 of Heaven Channel.
Peace.